Hi guys, it's Joshy here, and I am back with another Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon theme team. So this one was actually suggested by Beanard ages ago, something to do with balloons and Joey Fontaine, and I don't know if there's something going on there with balloons or what, but here's the theme team. So this is actually really good. Now, before I get into it, I would love everybody to appreciate the thumbnail for this. This was drawn by a Toasty or Sergeant Burton Toasty Senpai off Discord and is fantastic. So anyway, this first battle is against Lucy off Discord, link below, jump on. Also, if you like this at any stage, I think hyper voice that like button, but we'll get into it. So this Jigglypuff not only is also wrongly named, but I did want fix the setup afterwards. So I'll just show you what's going on. So this is a stockpile Jigglypuff with Eviolite. On top of that as well, I have what do I have? I have Dazzling Gleam and Rest. Now in this battle, I have Misty Terrain, which isn't actually a bad idea, but I just don't have the special attacking stats needed for it. So what I ended up doing, I have reworked it to have work up instead, so I can boost my special attack that way. Because you'll see here, this thing's going to go for an assist, and I'm like, okay, well this could be bad. It's going to get Dazzling Gleam. I'm assuming it's normalized, which I put money on the fact it is, and that's doing like nothing. So I get up the Misty Terrain, which again, I do like this set. I would just wish it had more of a offensive side. If it had base power 60 or 70 in one of them, it'd work, but it's a Jigglypuff, it does not. So it's going to go for another Dazzling Gleam, which is amazing, getting the two of the same. It's doing nothing. I went for another stockpile. I just thought, you know what, boost up my defenses. I'm going to be hard to take down. As I said, like if I had the workup in this battle, it would have been great, and if I remembered to nickname him properly, but I did like this battle, so I did want to show it anyway. So now it gets aromatherapy, so I'm like, sweet, get rid of that thing, and now I'm able to go for the Dazzling Gleam. It is powered up because of Misty Terrain, but that is still doing only about a quarter to a Delcatty. So at this stage, I'm like, okay, well, if I really wish I had this. If I had the set done as I liked earlier, it would have been great. So I went for another Dazzling Gleam. See, it's not going to do much, and I'm not going to be able to do enough with this Jigglypuff without being able to boost my stats. So now I'm going to get hit by the Scold. I'm obviously not going to get burnt. I clicked stockpile there. I completely stuffed up, I think, or the other option was that I actually timed out at that stage because I was doing this at work. So anyway, I'm going to get hit by another Scald. I'm just going to go for another Dazzling Gleam. Now, what I could do around here, if I wanted to, I could really push to go for a Rest, but I really didn't want to delay it anymore. I knew Jigglypuff's done a little bit of chip to here and there, but Jigglypuff unfortunately couldn't have done too much more. But watch next battle, I've fixed up the nickname. So anyway, I thought I'll bring in my Quillfish. Now this is my Quillfish, Specs Quillfish with max speed, max special attack, and actually having the Intimidate works really well if you have to first something that is a bit offensive and fast, so you can at least still get attack off most of the time. So unfortunately, I don't actually take this damn thing out with the Hydro Pump. I leave it sitting on like 5 HP, which sucks, but I don't miss the Hydro Pump the second turn, and I'm able to get rid of the Corsola. So I'm like, okay, well that could have been a bit of a threat. I know how bulky they can get, and I still feel like they're actually better off. I mean, they got boosts in this gen, so that worked well. So we're going to first this Delcatty again. So another assist coming up, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. And it gets Flamethrower, so this is definitely where you learn it's normalized, because this thing is not resisting Flamethrower. And I'm able to go for the Hydro Pump, and from that range with Specs, Stab, etc., Delcatty's going down. So we got ourselves back into the match. Not that we're really out of the match, but we're back in. So now we have Pachirisu. Now I wasn't sure. Now Pachirisu can be really fast, so I wasn't sure which way to go, but this thing does outspeed. I am assuming it's also what is it? Banded? That's the word I'm after. So I was a little worried. So I thought, actually, I think I can take this. So I'm actually bringing in my Generation 2 Weezing that I bred shiny. Now, if you like Generation 2 or interesting things from Gen 2, keep an eye on the channel. I'm going to do something interesting soon, but I'm not going to say what. So anyway, I've got Rage. So I traded him back to Gen 1 to give him Rage. Now, obviously things like Curse and that would probably be better for a Weezing. But if you can get a Weezing, I might rework him and give him a little bit of speed investment. So I start out speeding a bit more things, so that way, because I've got Rage, Payback, Gyro Ball, which is even worse with without speeding things, but I just kept it in case. So I had coverage, and this one, Pain Split. So that way I get it off a move tutor, which works really well. So I'm able to get HP back, drop them down, and then get a revenge kill. So I've got a couple of boosts in attack, like 1 or 2, and I know this Pachirisu probably being more offensive isn't that bulky. So I thought, you know what, I should be fine. Then I get paralyzed. I'm like, come on, don't, please, 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 please. And it gets screwed over by paralysis. I was like, damn it. I was fairly confident there that I could have probably taken this thing out with a freaking payback. If not, it would have been close. But no, Weezing gets screwed over as well. So I thought, oh well, I've had enough of this Pachirisu, so I'm going to bring in my pink number 35, which is technically banned in the PU tier, but I did warn everyone, and no one had a complaint who battled me anyway, because I do have Shadow Tag, so it does actually trap Pokemon in, except for Ghost Pokemon. So Pachirisu is going down, and yeah, I'm gonna get some HP back. This thing is actually a pretty big weapon if you don't have the right stuff. So now Swordsbuck's going to come in, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure what set I'm going to be expecting. He does get the Toxic off straight away, so that was a bit worrying. I think I did just go for the counter straight off the bat. Did I? Let me have a look. Yeah, I did. So obviously it didn't work. So now I'm poisoned. I could swap out, but I don't really want to at this stage. I didn't want anything to swap into something like this on full HP. So I was like, okay, well, let's see what I can do. So he goes for the Leech Seed now, and I'm like, okay. Now you're going to take some HP back. So this is against a max HP Wobbuffet as well. Now, some people don't run max HP because they don't run defense investments or that. I'm not sure if I am or not, but I can tell you what I'm running actually works sometimes because he has saved me in some dire situation. And when I say he, I mean she. Let's use the proper pronouns, people. So anyway, I'm going to get Horn Leeched here, and I don't know, I thought she was going to probably stuff around a bit, and thought, who knows, so I went for a mirror coat, so I have no idea why I went for that. That was just a dumb idea on my part. So realistically, that could have been a good hit there, but nope, some dumbass, me, didn't. So anyway, it's going to go for another Horn Leech. I'm like, is it going to be enough? Can I survive? I do survive, luckily, but I mean, that's probably not enough of the big enough hit, which it isn't. Takes him down to under half, but now this thing's going to get a bit of lefties, and it's going to get, does it get Leech Seed here? Yes, no, I can't remember what order it goes in. No, yes, it does. Sorry, I thought that happened before the poison, but I didn't want to confirm until I knew. So it's going to get a bit more HP back, and this lovely lady's going down. But that's alright, because now I'm actually bringing in my Wigglytuff. Now, I loved this Wigglytuff set, and I actually have another video coming soon with a bit of a gimmick on this, which was really fun. I'll try and get it up soon, but it was really fun. So, anyway, and, oh, yep, this is way too late to re-record. I believe I've deleted the video, but I didn't realise I had a notification, because usually I shut them off. So, there you go. Anyway, I'm going to go for Z-Snatch. Now, what this does is actually gives me a +2 in speed, so I do outspeed most things generally now that haven't boosted their own speed or aren't scarfed. Now, the good thing about this is I can then start spamming Hyper Voice or anything. This is also a competitive Wigglytuff, which works really well if you have an Intimidate Pokemon come in against you, or if an attack lowers anything. If someone's got sticky webs up, then after Snatch I do end up with only +1, but I do have a +2 in special attack then. So yeah, now what did suck there is that Swordsbuck actually missed the second Horn Leech, which could have been a changer with the Wigglytuff. So now Swillex is going to come in, and as you can see, a second Horn Leech wouldn't have taken me out. Might have survived in one more turn, but also I think I would have been okay. So I'm actually going to get the boost there off the Charge Beam. So I've got Charge Beam, Hyper Voice, Dazzling Gleam, and Snatch. Now, obviously, if I went for another Snatch there, I could have got a +1 in attack, special attack, and special defense, but I wasn't necessarily expecting that. So now I went for the Hyper Voice. I was getting a bit worried if this thing's going to boost up too much and I'm not getting too much boosts, but I actually get a crit. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that would have mattered or not, but I do think it would have held on by a little bit without it. So now Lucy is on to her last Pokemon, which is her Shelmet, which I am so happy to see. So I'm going to go for a Charge Beam again. I thought, give me another boost. I don't think I would have taken this out with one hit. I do get another boost though, which is lovely. So now I'm to +2, and this thing's going to go for the Toxic. So I think looking at the Horn Leech, if we got that Horn Leech up, I definitely would have been a lot closer to death. And if I was on lower HP, she probably would have come out with something instead of a Calm Mind with the Swirlix. So anyway, I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam. It's still not enough to take it out because this thing is quite defensive. So now she's going to go for the Rest just to try and Toxic Storm me out. But unfortunately, I'm looking like another 2 hits may take it out. So depending possibly on rolls, but I think I'm fine, this thing's going to go down. So after that Toxic damage and one more, for sure I would have gone down if that Horn Leech did hit. But that's Pokemon, guys. So I'm going to do over half with Hyper Voice. So Hyper Voice has got, I believe, base 90, while Dazzling Gleam only has base 80. But that was, you know, that Horn Leech did cost her against this Wiggly. So I am going to go for the Dazzling Gleam again this time, and I'm going to take out Shelmet. So I do actually win that first battle 2-0, so you actually do miss seeing my last Pokemon, but don't worry guys, in this battle, I made sure he shows, or she shows. I need to check that gem, but no. So anyway, this one is against Eckhard, again, off Discord, and if you do jump on there, I usually do let everybody know. So now I'm leading off with Jigglypuff, which is named correctly. This is male Jigglypuff, so this is my Jigglypuff. This time the set is corrected, and now I don't have Misty Terrain. So against a fire, I was a bit worried. So I was like, okay, well, I can see what I can do here. So doing about half with it, you know, or just over half with Eruption. But now I've got my stockpile, so I thought, okay, well, I should be able to live this. I don't know if it'll be enough to go for a rest, though. And so I thought I might give it the chance. I'll go for a rest. And guys, I fucked up again. And I did that. And I went for stockpile. I clicked it and I was like, what are you doing? It wasn't even a misclick. I just was like, yeah, I'll go for rest, and then I clicked it. Like, what? I don't know. So unfortunately, Jigglypuff gets to do minimal this battle. I am hopefully going to bring him out at other stages. It was a him. Last Pokemon was a him. So now we get to see the Drifloon. And I really do love this set. So the idea of this is to actually enter against a Pokemon that probably outspeeds me. For example, I use my Focus Slash, which activates my Unburden, so now I'm faster. Hopefully putting him to sleep with the Hypnosis. It works. And now, my job, unfortunately, I wish I got Nasty Plot. That would be fantastic if I did. I don't, so I need to rely on the Calm Mind, which, if you do outspeed originally, can actually be a problem, because if they're a special attacker and you get a Calm Mind or 2 up first, you can actually sometimes end up living. And when I say living, not going down to 1 and activating your Focus Sash, which does stuff around with your Unburden. So this time I thought, oh well, I'll go for a Shadow Ball. I should do about half now after a boost, which I do over half. And this thing actually stays asleep, thank goodness. So now I can follow this up with another Shadow Ball, and that will definitely be enough to take out the Quilava. So I was pretty happy so far. So I'm like, let's see what else I can do with my little Drifloon. So this time Farfetch comes in, and I was like, well, he might think this may be my only attacking move, but it's not. So I was actually expecting a first impression, so there was no point switching anyway. But I went for the Thunderbolt, and he didn't. I don't know if he expected me to swap or thought I might only have Shadow Ball, or who knows, but that was enough. So I'm like, yes, keep this going. And Eckhard's like, holy crap, I'm getting swept by a balloon. He didn't want this to happen. I was like, no, let it go, let it go. But we'll see. So now I'm going to put him to sleep. Now the good thing with this is if I do hit my Hypnosises, I get actual extra chances to then activate more Calm Minds. For example, now I can go for another Calm Mind, put myself up to +2 in special attack, although a Nasty Plot would do the job better. So he actually swaps into Shuckle, which is, unless I was able to get really high up or put this Shuckle to sleep, I was going to struggle, you know, with the Shuckle. So I thought, oh well, at this point, the best thing to do is just go for the Shadow Ball and do what damage I can, which is around a 3 to 4 hit KO, but he's going to go for a struggle bug, and I am going to be taken out. So I'm intrigued if this is a contrary set, because if it is, it could actually really have got a boost from special defense. So I thought, bring in my Weezing. I was really hoping he'd stay in here. But he is actually going to swap out into his Survivor, because I was going to go for my Rage here, and I thought if he stays in and goes for a struggle bug or anything, that'd be really cool. But I guess he was afraid of a Toxic, which would be a smart thing. Now this thing's going to go for a Coil, so I was like, shit, yikes, this could be bad. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to stick in. I'm going to go for my Rage. Going to see what happens. So hopefully he's going to attack now instead of keep going. So he does. He goes for the Iron Tail. It's doing a decent chunk of damage. I do get my attack boost, which is great. So I went for another Rage. I thought the good thing about it outspeeding me with the amount of damage it's doing is if it hits me one more time, I'm going to get a boost. Then I can heal. Where if it's the other way around, I heal and don't get the boost. So, you know, usually you'll get a boost off each one. So at this stage, it looks like I should be going down. But after a pain split, I'm able to actually take him down quite lowish and put me in a decent range. So we're sitting both just above half. But I thought, you know what? I should be able to do alright. So this time he's going to go for another Coil, which I was like, ooh, okay. Well, I didn't go for Rage, which is awesome. Well, you know, I'm going to do more damage. So I'm going to go for my Payback, which now is base 100 instead of 50 going second. And it's going to do a nice chunk. Sits him in a range. I'm going to take him out. And then he pops a freaking berry. I'm like, ah, screwed over again, Weezing, you poor thing. So I was like, far out. So this Iron Tail will not take me out, but I just went for Gyrable. Honestly, guys, the Payback would have done more damage, but I wasn't going to take him out either way. I should have probably gone for the Payback for the damage amount, but I was pretty salty, so I just went for it. He was like, what are you doing? I was like, don't ask. I'm pissed. So anyway, Weezing's going to go down there, unfortunately. So I was like, okay, well, who have I got? So I thought, you know what, let's bring in Coolfish. I should definitely outspeed. I don't know if he has a Sucker Punch, but the Intimidate should help me anyway. So I just went here for the Hydro Pump. I thought, I don't even care if Sceptile comes in afterwards. I was considering going for the Ice Beam on the off chance Sceptile did. But the thing is, Sceptile's asleep, so I should get a free swap. So I thought that should be alright. So Scyther's going to come in, and I thought, okay, well, the Ice Beam would have been helpful against you. But let's not go there. So he's going to outspeed, go for the wing attack, does a heap of damage. I was like, oh crap, this thing's probably Technician, possibly Banded, so I'm a bit worried. So this thing is not going to be taken out there, and he's going to go for another wing attack, and that's enough to take out Coolfish. So I was like, ooh, okay, well, he's got 3 left, I got 2 left, so let's bring in my Wigglytuff here. I should be able to do alright with Wigglytuff. So I'll go for my my Z move, which is my Z Snatch. I was hoping off chance he isn't banded or anything, I would go for a Swords Dance or something by chance. Even a Focus Energy would be great, and I could snatch that, but unfortunately he does not, and he just proceeds to attack. I'm like, oh, well, at least I'll outspeed next turn, so gonna get hit by the wing attack. I'm watching my HP, I'm like, what? No, that wasn't even anything. Why? That's so mean. So, unfortunately, we're going down. So I am left to take out the last 3 with Wobbuffet. So I'm like, well, this thing's most probably just going to attack, which it is. But now he reveals Fury Cutter. I'm guessing he's trying to do as little damage as possible. But unfortunately for him, that is super effective. And, you know, at the range of HP, I probably would have gone for the wing attack being this. Oh, actually, no, I think it's around the same. It's probably actually would have done more with a Fury Cutter. I forgot Fury Cutter did get boost this generation. My apologies. So now bringing in Sceptile, which isn't a bad idea. I mean, this thing is asleep. So I was like, okay, well, he's asleep. I'm doubting it's going to wake up this turn, but I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for the Safeguard, because I can use this useful turn. Now, I'm not going to be taken out as soon as he wakes up, or at least doubt I will. I'll get a little bit healed, but at least I can make sure if he has got Toxic, it's going to be a while till he can poison me. Now, we could end up fluffing around, so we'll see what happens. Now he's pulling out the Z move. I'm like, okay, let's see. And he goes a normal pose. I'm like, alright. Well, if this is an all-out attack, I think I should live it, whatever it is, but as long as I pick the right thing. Then he gets an attack boost. I'm like, what is he doing? He's doing Screech, and I was like, yes, I love Z Screech. I think it's a fantastic one, because I'm dropped by 2 in my defense, but he gets +1 in his attack. The only negative for him is he just proved to me that he's going to be following up with physical moves. So I know I'm going for counter. I just need to survive. So I'm like, come on. I'm like, don't be crit, don't be crit. I survive on 11 HP and I get the counter off. I'm like, yes, that'll definitely be enough to take out that Sceptile. So now it is just me v Shuckle. I got my safeguard up, so this thing can't poison me. So I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. Now, I know Shuckle's very slow, and so is Wobbuffet, but I am not actually sitting here with low stats. I think I'm full speed possibly, or at least decent. So outspeed, I go for him, like, come on, hit me with that struggle bug. He goes to the struggle bug and he's like, shit, no. I'm like, come on, kill me. And it does. It actually is enough to take me out. And this Shuckle will be going down with me. And we had this with a draw. I'm like, yes, that was an awesome battle. And Pink number 35, you did awesome to finish that off. I was so lucky we didn't get a crit from that damn Night Slash, but that was a sweet battle. So guys, as I said earlier, if you did enjoy this, please do hyper voice that like button. On top of that, please do not forget, I will double check with Toasty, and if he has anything, I think he's going to start a Deviant art, but anything else I will link down below because his artwork is fantastic, all the pencil work and that. I love seeing the process too, because I get excited every time he sends me a picture. I'm like, it's always better. Every picture's better than the last one, and he's always like, I hope it's good enough. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like way better than it. That's awesome. Also guys, don't forget Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and that is linked below. Discord is, as I said earlier, where I let people know when I have theme teams, or I do nearly 100% of my battles. Excuse me. In the comment section, use it. Even just chuck support in there, not for me, but for Toasty's artwork, because I love it. And yeah. And finally guys, if you do enjoy this stuff, would like to see a little bit more or anything, please do hit that sub button because it does help out. But guys, if you do not want to, you do not have to. But anyway guys, until my next video, I'll see ya.